99.3 Nigeria Info. Good morning to you, Lagos. Welcome to the second part of Dailies today. And yes, we are live from our Lagos studios here on Etimi and Crescent. I am Sheriff Quadry.
I'm Jimi Disu. Good morning.
You can watch us on Facebook and on YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3 is how you can be a part of the show on Facebook and on YouTube and drop your comment there. We'll start from page 3 of the Daily Trust newspaper. The story reads, Kenya's president drops tax hike after deadly unrest.
Thank you, Sheriff. The first headline I cast in my head this morning as I was taking the shower, because I've been following this Kenyan crisis, was to say that Africa is gradually coming of age. You know, Africans, I hope, are beginning to realize that you can't elect people, or whether you elect them or you force their way through, and they put your future in jeopardy. And that's exactly what the young people of Kenya that's what they have done. Let me borrow a tweet from a gentleman called Kalu Aja. His name is Kalu Aja, and he put it succinctly. 1, he says Kenya is owing billions. We'll still come to that analysis. 2, Kenya decides to raise taxes to cover debt. Are you seeing any similarity?
Mm-hmm.
Protesters who are taxpayers say no. The protesters tell their government to cut spending instead of raising taxes. That cut your spending, don't tax us to death. Still sounds familiar, doesn't it?
It does. It
yes.
does.
Then government and taxpayers disagree. Okay, and then the government kills that's what he says, kills the taxpayers for protesting. But I will now add that, thank you very much, Mr. Kalu. I will now add quickly that the taxpayers put their foot down and, they got their way. Okay, so let's read it from what we have here. The Trust reports that since last week, the streets of Kenya have been marred by protests after lawmakers approved tax increases that are unpopular with supporters, that are even unpopular with supporters of the president. The supporters of the president did say that, because because we are supporters of the president. No, he said no. It concerns us. But the paper goes on to say that the administration of William Ruto was elected last year has only made things harder. One supporter said. He said he was going to make life easy for us hustlers. We are now unable to afford food. Prices are higher than they were before the elections. And there's an analysis of what they were earning. I will deal with this at 9, with this report, extensively. Teresia Kathina, a civil servant for 26 years, said it would be the highest employees have ever paid in taxes. So anyway, the president hadn't signed. It was passed to him, and he was about to sign when the protesters now hit the street. The story here is that the bill was passed by Parliament on Tuesday, despite nationwide demonstrations against it. The tax was wide, and it affected individuals, small businesses, and so on and so forth. Protesters broke into Parliament, vandalizing the interior, and did all kinds of things. Ruto initially responded with defiance. You hear me, Sheriff?
Mm-hmm.
He ordered the military to be deployed and said that violence and anarchy will not be tolerated. But he climbed down on Wednesday as public anger grew over the killing of protesters. You would never have that kind of situation without having a death. And what a death always does is it now heightens the demand of the listening. Now, this is very, very funny or very interesting. BBC quoted Wanjeri Nderu, head of the International Society for Human Rights, said to have said the experience during the protest was like we were at war. Now, if you know the history of Kenya, you remember how they got independence with the Mau Mau movement and so on and so forth, the Jomo Kenyattas of this world. They struggled so hard. So it's in their blood. Okay? And something happened. The Catholic bishops also condemned the actions of the security forces and appealed to the police not to shoot at the at the protesters. If you were in some other places, the religious leaders will be telling you, Daddy has not told me what to say. Daddy has not told me what to do. Let us pray and pray and pray and pray and pray and pray.
In some other places.
In some other places. In some other places. Indeed, if you go to Instagram, I saw something on Instagram today that it more than tickled me. Where would this thing disappear at this point in time? Oh. I will look for it. I'll find it before 9 o'clock. But something to the effect that oh, okay, I can't find it.
You can't find it.
Lost in the blood. So something to the effect that it is not prayers that change situations, it's actions of men. Anyway, the Catholic bishops also condemned and told them, don't kill. Now, I've been following this, and I saw that, yes, the policemen sprayed and did all kinds of things, but they were actually reluctant. I don't know if you saw the videos. You could see that they were treating them with a bit more care. Just trying to dislodge them. There was no thumping and whatever, because at the end of the day, the policemen too are affected. They are affected. You go to the same market and so on and so forth. Anyway, at the end of it all, Ruto says, listen to this. Listening keenly to the people of Kenya who have said loudly that they want nothing to do with this finance bill, I concede. He's a great statesman for that. That is a president.
Yeah.
He said, my people, if you don't want it, I concede. I wish that we had some situations where others would do so likewise. And he said, and therefore I will not sign the 2024 finance bill, and it shall subsequently be withdrawn. And he now said that he will start a dialogue with Kenyan youth without going into details and work on austerity measures, beginning with cuts to the budget of the presidency. He's not buying any new jet. He's not buying any new yacht. He's not renovating the VP's house. He's going to stop all that nonsense and jagbajantis and bring it. Even in the full address, he even mentions specifically things like vehicles that he's going to. And then he now says that the loss of life was very unfortunate. And so that's it. Unfortunately, it's like a dog. Once it's beating blood, once it's tasted blood, then you're in trouble. They said the protests are going to go on this morning, that they even want him out of the place.
Yes.
And that's the way these things go. Is there a lesson to learn from this in Nigeria? Loads and loads. On all sides. But we won't learn any lesson, unfortunately. We won't learn any lesson. It will be business as usual. Those who are politicians will continue with what they do. Our people will continue to be divided and fight themselves over things that have no direct bearing on their lives. The Hausa people are doing this, the Igbo people are doing that. You continue to fight yourselves. They create a diversion. Meanwhile, we continue to have more fat cats, and our religious leaders will continue to wait to hear from Daddy. And we will continue to suffer. The question is, for how long? You feel so sad.
It's unfortunate, really.
It's unfortunate. The question I usually ask myself is, why do you think as a political leader you are superior to everybody? One refrain that I keep hearing now is that I am the president and commander-in-chief. I heard it came out during what's his name? The River State Governor Fubara's case initially. I'm hearing it now with the APC in Benin. There was a video showing the president, and he says, I'm the president and commander-in-chief, and I promise you that I will deliver the state. That statement itself has a lot of implications. But we are not even going there. But I wonder why, and it reflects something which I'd rather not describe on air. We're in a very, very dangerous and precarious position, mainly because we don't want to tell ourselves the truth. And because we don't want to tell ourselves the truth, because we feel that there's nothing we can do about it. So we continue to suffer, we continue to pray, And the people we put our faith in, we continue to wait for them to hear from Daddy. After Daddy has come to drink tea.
Abi?
Nigeria is one of the most complex situations I've ever seen.
Let's go to the Vanguard newspaper.
Yes.
Page 5 of the Vanguard. Cholera. FG shopping for emergency vaccine.
Yeah, okay. So the federal government, I think the state should quickly get some, if they can. I don't know why. Does it take that long to shop for a vaccine?
And my question is, why haven't we started making this? I mean, we know that this thing will be around anyways. So
Yes.
why haven't we started manufacturing vaccines in this country?
We've been having cholera since
God knows when, yes.
Have you heard this song
I mean,
before?
which song?
Should I sing it for you?
Yes.
Mono warm is okay. Cholera, mama, mommy. Who sang that song?
That should be Obi.
Yes. So that shows you how far back it is.
Yeah.
We've had cholera from God knows. So it's now funny that we are now just shopping. We don't have them stored in one of the teaching hospitals or somewhere. And if you go and check, if you go and check the budget for this thing, maybe there's budget for vaccines, store up of vaccines. This 1 billion, that 1 billion.
Yeah.
All what?
There's no reason why we shouldn't, at this stage in our national life, be manufacturing cholera vaccine.
It is the federal government yesterday initiated dialogue with Global Alliance for Vaccines and Immunization to obtain emergency supplies of oral cholera vaccine, OCV, as Nigeria battles the disease.
What a shame.
The Director General of the National Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. Jide. Is it the same Dr. Jide Idris of
yes.
These people are rolling over. There was another Lagos boy that's getting his. He was commissioner. He was this. He was that. They just keep rolling the same set of people over. His wife too. His vice chancellor and things like that. No, it's their time. Anyway, so the same Dr. Jide Idris.
Yes.
Well, he's now okay. So the current thing is, in case you are looking for him, is the Director General of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and this and said that he said that the minister is leading discussions with Gavi. You don't even need a minister to lead these kind of discussions. What job is Idris doing? He hasn't run to Switzerland or wherever it is to quickly negotiate and have them shipped with the Air Force jets, with the Air Force Hercules, and turn it around in 48 hours. What are you negotiating? Is he not buying and selling? Tell me now, Sheriff.
It's Vaccine Alliance. They're probably looking for free ones. Yes.
Okay. And still have a budget. Anyway, the government is for elites. Congratulations! Is now in some chemists. All the big men, all the big people you can go to. There's a very famous chemist. He has the vaccine, so you can keep yourselves healthy. While we find how to manage our poor people who have no access to these things. So I congratulate the elite will always take care of themselves, unfortunately. They will always take care of themselves. But we don't know when this vaccine is going to arrive. Idris said, Gavi, a global health partnership, plays a pivotal role in improving access to vaccines in low-income countries. Through these negotiations, Nigeria aims to secure an emergency supply of cholera vaccines to curb the outbreak. Cholera vaccines are not stored in our public facilities, though they are available in limited quantities in the private sector. Only the rich can access that.
Can get it.
Yes. But vaccines alone are not the only preventive measures we know that we have at the moment. We also must ensure environmental cleanliness. You haven't. Your state government, Dr. Idris, your own state here, half the state is full of dirt, debris, filthy. People cooking. Sometimes, look, the government, for example, did something good. Let me give you, for example, in Sulere. They did walkways, they did pavements, they did this, they did that. The same government sits and watches while people are cooking on those things every day. They are making boli, they are selling agbado, no, not corn. Let me not.
Yes, corn.
The daily, you're seeing every day. I know that Tokunbo Wahab is doing a good job clearing under bridges and so on and so forth. But what about the local governments? Look at where people are cooking food. Look at. There is one close to my house. Every time I drive past that place, I feel so upset. That an effort was made to make this place look decent. The place is full of pan, abo, for frying dodo and everywhere. And then the normal refrain you will hear is that, things are not too good. The government is afraid because of elections to assert itself. You understand? The government wants to be seen to be nice to everybody. But look at the result. It's these little things, bit by bit, that has led to the situation that we are in now. Anyway, so let's wait and see. We will see when this vaccine will arrive and how it will be distributed to people. But just hold your breath. Meanwhile, like I said, I think the vaccine now in the private chemist now is about 10,000.
Oh, my word.
And the minimum wage is 30. Isn't that nice?
No, that's not nice.
Mr. Sheriff, there's something called sarcasm. In case you don't know. in case you don't know.
This is really... Well, above all, I'd implore our people to just take care of themselves.
Yes,
some of the things that you're told to avoid those things. And especially your kids. And make sure that this is a time for you and your school, your children's school, to have very frank conversation, as to the welfare of your children. Because, these kids, they come together and everything, and anything can happen when kids play together. Please, school owners and parents, have meetings, have frank conversations. It's time to put all those rules and guidelines in place in your school. Hand washing is very, very important. And if you have a kitchen in your school, a kitchenette, talk with the caterer there and make sure that they maintain proper hygiene for your kids. This is not funny anymore.
Also, if you have to go to a party, please go early. Because if you go late, you don't know what kind of water was used to wash your plate, and then the jollof rice is put on top of it. So the moment you put your fork or spoon, they call it fake. And there's a question I want to ask. I don't know whether to call Dr. Ayeni or to ask you.
He's doctor. If it's medical question, he's doctor.
But you have an expertise in this question I want to ask. Can you catch cholera by kissing?
No, you can't.
I knew you would know.
How about...
So what I mean is that if you wanted to kiss somebody, if you kiss somebody who has cholera, would you change over wall any? Are you both going down together? I do.
Why did you? I mean, look. What?
Sheriff, I gave you an option. I said, should I call Dr. Ayeni or should I call? He said, don't call.
Okay,
Dr.
I want to change my answer. I don't know.
Late.
Sorry. But honestly, so I don't know actually.
No, but you said that you couldn't, but I believe you can.
I don't know.
We don't know if it's transmitted through saliva. Yeah. We understand the story, but if the babe or the man that you're kissing has cholera,
I don't know.
So you see, stop kissing. Just give a peck. I don't think
to be on the safe side.
To be on the safe side, I don't know if it can be transmitted through all the powder and this thing that a woman put on their
I don't know. Now I don't know anything. Let's go to the news pages of the Metro and that of the Trust.
The Trust, yes, and I think also we added business news. We want to, once in a while see what's going on in the business environment. So let's go now, because the news mainly, Sheriff, is mainly crime. Crime. Man arrested for 120 million naira fraud in Bauchi. How we killed commercial sex worker for ritual. Well, we don't need to stress it. All you girls doing runs and things, you better be very, very careful. Retired Anambra teacher arrested for sexually molesting boys. Boys. And so it's all robbery here in the point. There's no point going through all this. Commission inducts 1,000 Lagos teachers. Oh, that's good to know. Lagos State Partner Farm on Twins Festival. Oh, whatever that is. Okay, so in the Daily Trust, what do we have here? Okay. Listen. Sheriff, this is interesting. Man mobbed for stealing pot of rice in FCT. Benny, it says a 23-year-old scavenger simply the identified that Nura was reportedly manhandled by a mob for allegedly stealing a pot of rice at Kango community in Kuje area. Yes. Bandits rustle chief imam 73 cows in Kano. Bandits have rustled 73 cows belonging to the chief imam. How do you rustle 73 cows? Where do you put them? Motorists lament deplorable road traffic gridlock at Mushin. Not just Mushin, but that's a story for another day. Police arrest man for defrauding businessman. Okay, this one we've known. Wife allegedly kills husband in Yobe. What did the man do? The Yobe State Police Command has arrested the housewife Zainab for allegedly killing her husband, Ibrahim Yaya. What did he do? He said received a complaint from a neighbor that the couple had a violent argument which escalated into a scuffle. And he said the neighbor of the couple told the police that the wife used a knife to stab the husband in the chest and he died. This is exactly what we were saying with Mrs. Vivor. Maybe, I'm just thinking, maybe she was trying to defend herself.
Yeah.
I hope she has, if that is the case, she had reported to the Domestic Violence Agency earlier, so she has a history of that. If you have that kind of issue with your husband, even though it's settled and everything, please document it. Document it. It could have been done in self-defense. Yeah. So let's go. For the first time, we are doing business and economy news just to let you know what's going on in the business world. Business world means employment. Okay. Dangote Refinery restores operations after fire incident. $1 tightens grip on First Bank and acquires more shares. This man is going to take over this bank. The capitalization will create stronger and more resilient banks. Cardoso, as CBN governor issues a statement every day.
Yeah.
Yet things are not like my boy in my neighborhood when I was young would say still yet. Yet, things every day you get a statement from the CBN governor. I wonder if I read the British press every day. The Chancellor of the Exchequer, I don't think he makes a statement every day. But yeah, the CBN governor says something. He must say something, and things are still not getting better. So that's in a way what it is. Okay. There's the obituary here of Mrs. Augusta Olujoke Davis, and she's the wife of Chief H.O. Davis. Those of you who are older would understand. And she's aged 90. Yes, she's aged 90. And so to my good pal from primary school, Tommy Davis, may the soul of Mama rest in peace. Tommy and I were in school together. He did a lot of nice things. Come out me.
Nice
things in primary school, yes.
Right. Let's take our last story this morning. Rivers crisis, pro-Wike protesters attempted to bomb hotel in Port Harcourt. Fubara alleges.
Well, all I will say is that this Rivers thing is getting completely out of hand. And even though the president might not have the constitutional powers to step in, but he can step in on the back end and bring sanity, because the people who suffer all this, at the end of the day, when they settle these guys they're comfortable for life. Don't ask me how and don't ask me why, but we know what we know. They're comfortable for life. It's the ordinary man out there that is going to suffer. In this kind of, for example, cholera era, the governor has no time to concentrate on what to do. Every day he's thinking of how to counter some pro-Wike this. Wike himself in the capital is thinking how to. And at the end of the day, these two full grown-up adults are fighting over one thing: power. They're almost becoming megalomaniacs and making the people suffer for it. And we sit back and continue to allow ourselves suffer because these two megalomaniacs won't know when to back off. It's up to you.
Indeed. Let's go. We have to go now, and this story would have been great.
Kayamo
extortion
extortion
at
at airports.
airports.
We'll take it on the second half
Okay.
of the Daily Digest, according to your instruction.
Did I just say that?
Yes, now you gave instructions that yes.
No.
That's how you dodge the bullet now. When we talked about when we asked for a medical.
We have to go. But you're back at 9, though.
I said to your big son. I'm back at 9.
My honest opinion is that it can be, transmitted sexually in whatever form.
No, I didn't say sexual. You see, you've put words in my mouth. I said through kissing, mouth-to-mouth contacts. It must be. I must give you that credit because it must be that you have tested it. That's what it means.
Where are we still going with this thing now?
No, but you started it again. Now.
Tested it with what? How?
I don't know. but I believe you. You're a man of you don't say things that you don't know.
I've said I don't know.
I concede this argument to you 100%. Your knowledge based in issues like this is unchallengeable.
No. He's a doctor that you can't tell that one. We have to go.
I'll see you at 9 o'clock.
Right, Lagos. Kofi is next on the Morning Crossfire.
.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.